you a meatloaf. I've got 80/20 ground beef, Wonder Bread. I like onions, looking like a regular traditional. I'm just gonna use my hands. Hi everyone, I don't know how you found me, but if you're looking for a channel with quick, fast, easy recipes for the beginner or someone who doesn't like to cook like myself, you're in the right place. Welcome to my channel. I'm Jennifer, and tonight I'm going to show you a meatloaf, but it's not at all your traditional meatloaf. For 30 years I've been trying to get my husband to eat meatloaf. It's a no-go. This is my last chance. So let me show you what I have. I've got 80/20 ground beef. I'm going to use 1 clove of garlic, 1 egg, some breadcrumbs, his homemade barbecue sauce, some cracked black red pepper, a little bit of milk. I'm going to grate the onion because that'll give it more juice and it reduces the cooking time. A little bit of fresh thyme, and I'm going to stuff it with cheddar cheese. So technically it's a cheddar cheese stuffed meatloaf. So when you cut it, cheese should be completely oozing out of the center. I'm going to shape it in that loaf pan that I have there lined with foil, but I'm going to cook it on that lined baking sheet. So I'm going to get everything set up. Let's get cooking. Okay, let's get started. Back in high school, I made a meatloaf for my oldest and dearest friend, Linda, and I stuffed it with cheese, and she really, really liked it. And I haven't done that since then. And at that time, I used Wonder Bread, but I haven't eaten Wonder Bread in about 4 years. That's 1 egg. I'm gonna add the 1 clove of garlic. Like I said, this is not normally how I make my meatloaf, but I'm trying really hard. It's my last chance to get my husband to eat it. I forgot to mention, I'm gonna use 1 meatloaf packet. This might be my demise, but it needs some meatloaf flavoring. And I'm gonna add some barbecue sauce. I'm not really measuring this, just eyeballing this. This is homemade barbecue sauce, but I am gonna measure 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. You need the breadcrumbs as a binder because meatloaf will give off oil and it needs something to pull it together. And I'm adding milk. Milk is not for flavor, but the protein's in the milk. And it helps to, not quite 1/2 cup, but just enough to use that up. It helps tenderize the meat. And I'm gonna grate, a fair amount of onion. And when you grate it, it has more juice and it cooks faster because it'll have more chunks if I don't. If you cook it raw, you may have to cook it longer. And plus, the onions will be more raw in texture. And I know that'll be a turn off for my husband. And you get a lot of juice when you grate it. Like I said, that helps keep it moist. So I'm just kind of eyeballing this. Not a whole lot of onions to this. Basically for flavor. I like onions. He does too if he doesn't see them. So that's the whole point of it all. I'm gonna stop there. Put the onions in. It's more juice, like I said, when you grate them. So now I'm gonna put some gloves on and I'm gonna mix this together. And like I said, let me add a couple sprigs of fresh thyme. You wanna go in the reverse of the stalk. They come off easier. Little tidbit trick. This will also help give it somewhat of a meatloaf flavor. Don't really want the stems in there. Because I personally love meatloaf any kind of way. I really don't care for it with green peppers in there, but it's not a deal breaker. I will eat it. It's just not the way I would prepare it myself at home. I want to add some cracked black pepper. And put my gloves on and then mix this together. Shouldn't take very long. It takes 1 hour in the oven. My oven is preheating. I apologize, I didn't do it ahead of time, so it's probably gonna beep in our ears in the next few minutes when it gets to 350. I'm gonna cook it for 1 hour. I'm gonna put barbecue sauce on top, and 15 minutes prior to it being completely cooked. It takes about 1 hour, and you need to be at 160 degrees. If you add pork to this, which some people like to add pork and veal, you'll have to go longer. It'll have to go at least to 170 degrees. I'm gonna mix this together. Another key to meatloaf to not make it tough is to over mix it. So you just want to get it mixed till it's combined. So I'm hoping I can pull this off and my husband will eat it. The shape of it in itself will probably turn him off because he does not like meatloaf. I don't even think he's ever tried it technically. because he saw that stuff in there. But I think if I give it the barbecue flavor with his favorite barbecue sauce that he makes and put the barbecue sauce on top and the cheese coming out of the middle, I'll tell him it's some kind of hamburger loaf or something. I definitely won't say meatloaf. Just trying to get this really mixed together so you can see this. Nice and mixed. And this is only £1 pound. If you're making it, this should serve 8 people. And I'm gonna have mashed potatoes with it. And I'm gonna take my loaf pan. I'm gonna add half of the meatloaf to the bottom of this pan. I apologize, that's my oven. It is now at 350. I'm just packing this in. Show you, getting a nice layer on the bottom. Trying to make sure all the corners are nice and packed in there, nice and tight. Because the key to this, I don't want the cheese to ooze out when it's cooking. I want it to look like a beautiful meatloaf topped in barbecue sauce. And you can use your own favorite barbecue sauce. Sweet Baby Ray's, Gates and Sons, Open Pit. Haven't used that in a while. I'm gonna take one glove off though for the cheese. I'm gonna take them both off at this point. Oh well, just have to wash my hands. I'm gonna add a fair amount of cheddar cheese to this. This is a 2-cup bag, so I think I'm gonna go with the full 2 cups. Now you can put cheese on top, but I'm not going to do that. I am going to put barbecue sauce on top. I'm just packing the cheese in like so. I'm gonna add the last of the hamburger meat on top. And try really hard to get this totally covered. So like I said, the cheese does not ooze out on me. I want this to be totally looking like a regular traditional meatloaf when this comes out of the oven. And the hidden part is the cheese, where you don't see the cheese at all until it is cut. So it's got quite a bit of cheese in there. Just packing this in like so. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. This might be something your children might like if they're picky, like my husband. So now what I'm going to do is lift out the meatloaf out of the pan and turn it over. Uh-oh, see, it came apart. That's what I did not want to happen, but I can fix that. Totally smash all the cheese inside and make sure it's totally covered so that there's no cheese showing, because I do not want it to ooze out. Like I said, I want the cheese to be the secret when you cut it. So I'm just going around the edges and making sure every bit of the meatloaf is covered so the cheese has no way to leach out on me. Takes a little bit of time. And I'm going to cover this in barbecue sauce and let it cook for 45 minutes at 350. And after 45 minutes, I'm going to put more barbecue sauce on top of it again. And then let it go for the last 15 minutes. And pray that I don't lose my cheese in this process. And this should give you a really moist meatloaf. And like I said, it'll have more of a barbecue flavor than a meatloaf, traditional meatloaf flavor. So you can season this any way you like. My way, I would have used Lea & Perrins. I would have put some Better Than Bouillon seasoning in here, some Worcestershire for my meatloaf. I wouldn't have stuffed it with cheese. But like I said, my girlfriend Linda, when I made this back in high school, she really liked it when you cut it open and the cheese was in there. So I'm gonna take now some of his barbecue sauce. I'm just gonna use my hands and smooth it all over the meatloaf, like this. He just made this a week ago. And if you'd like to know how he makes his barbecue sauce, leave me a comment and I can give you the recipe. Or if you like, I can do a separate video and make this for you, or have him make it and show you how he does it. I've never made it. I try and stay out of the kitchen when he's cooking because he said I get on his nerves. So there you have it. There's the meatloaf. I'm gonna put you guys on pause, put this in the oven. I'll show it to you in the oven at the 45-minute mark, and then we'll add more sauce to it, and then we'll get ready to cut this and serve this. And like I said, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. You know, I upload 2 videos a week, those of you that know me. And I always include inspirational quote and tell a controversial joke. So I'll see you back in 45. Okay, everyone, that's been 45 minutes. So we'll go ahead and put some more barbecue sauce on it, let it go for the last 15, take it out and tell you guys my joke. And as I said, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. And more importantly, comment. I love the comments, and I can't wait to let this rest and cut it so you can see the cheese oozing out. I'll be right back. There you go. There you have it. It's been cooking for 1 hour, and the cheese is totally encased inside. It's at 160 degrees. So let me tell you guys my joke. A police officer called the station on his radio. I have an interesting case here. An old lady shot her husband for stepping on the floor she just mopped. Have you arrested the woman? The station asked. The officer answers, not yet. The floor is still wet. I thought that was pretty cute. Well, I hope you like this video, and leave some comments below and come back for the next one. I'm gonna cut this after it cools for about 15 minutes so you'll see the pictures on the inside with the cheese. So thanks for watching. God bless and have a good evening.